Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the You're Not Done Yet podcast. Well, your purpose is just moments away, and I am here to help you get there. Hey guys, what is going on? We are back with another episode. So let's just hop right into it. This week, we're going to talk about going back to the drawing board. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I feel like this year has literally flown by before our eyes, and we're still trying to get things done. We're still pressing towards our mark, and I just want to check in with you and just say it's time to go back to the drawing board. Whatever that you were focused on in the beginning of the year, it's time for you to get back to that. It's time for you to get back to the things that you need and the things that you want, and allow God to put you in alignment with the things that He wants for you. That's why I'm saying it's time to go back to the drawing board. I'm pretty sure you figured out within this year that there were some things that you wanted to go after and the things that you wanted, and it may have not been what God wanted for you. Right? And we all know that life is full of ups and downs, twists and turns, unforeseen events, and things that we can't control. But what are we doing about the things that we can control? What are you doing when it comes to your purpose? What are you doing when it comes to your passion? Right? What are you doing to make sure that you're fulfilling everything in your life that needs to be fulfilled? Right? Me personally, I've really had to take a step back this year and figure out, in what ways do I want to grow the podcast? In what ways do I want to grow individually? What things that I want to do to develop myself? And I know one of those things that I really had to go back to the drawing board about was my relationship with God. We tend to always put God on the back burner, right? When life is going great, right? But what about when life is going wrong? What about when life isn't hitting or giving what it's supposed to give, okay? We tend to discredit the fact that He is the reason why we're here. He is the reason why we're still standing. He's the reason why we're still waking up every day. And going back to the drawing board really means going back and reevaluating your life. Go back and reevaluate the things that are working. Go back and reevaluate the things that are not working. And I just want to make a comparison. So over the weekend, I had a chance to go see my alma mater, FAMU, play Jackson State University. Even though it wasn't a win for us, it was something that, that was very impactful, right? A lot of people felt like they weren't playing to their best of their ability and they weren't giving it their all, but, things had transpired before the game. And it's going to cause the university to go back to the drawing board, right? Think about how many times God has had to go back to the drawing board when it comes to you and your life and your destiny, right? Think about how many times He's had to rewrite plays. He's had to rewrite your lane or rewrite your alignment to you get to the point to where you understand that this is what I want for you. This is what I need for you. This is what is going to happen regardless of the fact, right? Regardless of what you got to say, it's gonna happen, right? You have to think about that. God redraws everything every day, because I'm telling you, you probably did something this morning that what you weren't supposed to do, and God had to reroute that and realign that to make sure that you were able to get through the day. You have to go back to the drawing board in every aspect of your life, right? Because we're getting ready to go into a new quarter, as they say. You have to refigure what it is that's gonna help you catapult into your next level, what's gonna help you catapult into your destiny, into your purpose. And going back to the drawing board does that. I think about so many times in the Bible where God had to go back to the drawing board, right? You think about how many times in the Bible that He had to forgive certain people. And Jesus, Jesus really had to forgive a lot of people because He knew that it was coming. He had love for the people that betrayed Him because He knew that it was coming, right? Think about all the things that you should be preparing for, even if you don't know when it's going to happen or if it's going to happen, but it's a possibility that it will. You have to think about your life just like that. You have to think about your life as like, it's the possibility that X, Y, and Z may happen, right? It's the possibility that I may get approved for the house, right? It's the possibility that I may get approved for the car, right? It's the possibility that I may get that promotion. But have you gone back to the drawing board to make sure that that is something that you are prepared for, right? The drawing board is all about writing out your vision, making it plain, and reassessing everything that, like I said, that's gone wrong and that's gone right, and how can we make improvements. This is a time in our life where it's all about making the improvements, right? It's making the improvements to do better, to be better, to want better, right? You got to think about what it is that you want to do to make sure that you are doing the best that you can. You're doing what God wants you to do, right? So going back to the drawing board for me looks like getting a journal or getting a calendar that's like on my wall, and I want to write out either the goals that I want to set for myself for the month or for the week, depending on which way it goes. And I want you to make those goals realistic. I want you to make those goals as attainable as possible. Okay. Don't be saying, oh, I want to make $100,000 this month, and you haven't even made the first 100. Okay, I want you to make those goals attainable. And then I want you to start writing out your ideas. Write out the ideas that you know that is God-given, right? Write out the ideas that you know that if you put all your effort into it, it's gonna work, right? If you put all your effort into it, it's gonna make a change, and it's gonna make a difference, right? And then I want you to get a journal. I want you to start journaling every day. I heard Steve Harvey say that you get out whatever you write in, and you write down 300 things that you want to accomplish within the year, and you get up and you say that list every single day. Give it a year now. Okay, so today is September 8th. So give it a year. And when you turn back around in a year, you will be able to see everything that you have been able to accomplish because you were speaking it into existence. You were manifesting it. And most of all, you were believing in it, right? You were believing that it was going to happen. It was just the fact of when, where, and how, right? But that's what the drawing board looks like. You have to go and seek these things and make sure that the vision is plain and it's in alignment with the things that you want. Most oftentimes, we always get in our own way about things that we think that we want, but we don't really need, right? But God knows what we need, right? God knows that our wants sometimes outweigh our needs, but He's going to provide the things that He knows that we need, right? Now, I'm not saying don't go after your dreams, don't go after your passion. That's not what I'm saying. I just want you to make sure that it's in alignment with everything that God has for you. And you will know if you're in alignment because the things will come easy to you, right? The things will just come so natural. And it's like, dang, God, like all this for me. But just by being faithful and just by being steadfast and taking that leap of faith, you will be able to see the plans that you wrote on your drawing board come to light, come to life. And you will see that, wow, like, dog, like I wrote that a year ago and it's happening, right? So don't think of the drawing board as a way of that you're comparing to what should happen, what needs to happen to what's not happening. No, I want you to look at the drawing board as a way for you to say, okay, well, I saw that if I went to the gym 5 days a week and I ate right, the weight is starting to come off, right? But I also see that if I stop going to the gym 5 days a week and only go 2, I'm not as disciplined as I want to be, right? Or I also see that if by me spending time with God 15 minutes a day led to me to be more consistent in my prayer life, okay, boom, I'm going to keep doing that. But I also know that if I'm not consistent with my prayer life, I'm not consistent with God, You feel what I'm saying? Like, you have to do checks and balances. That's what the drawing board is about. It's checks and balances and what can I improve upon, right? And I want to encourage you to go back to the drawing board as many times as you need to. There is nothing wrong with going back to the drawing board, okay? There's nothing wrong with taking a break and evaluating the things in your life that needs to be evaluated, you know? Don't let anyone make you feel bad for evaluating and doing what is right for you. Okay, going back to the drawing board is being selfish. Yes, you have every right to be selfish. Why wouldn't you be? Everybody else is selfish about their time, their dreams, their goals, their aspirations, and what they want to do with their life. So why aren't you being selfish with your time? Why aren't you being selfish with your drawing board and going back and making a game plan that's in alignment with what God wants for you, right? Don't be afraid to do that. Do not be afraid to sit your butt down, turn that phone off, turn that TV off, and write your vision and make it plain. And once you write it down, you give it to God and say, okay, God, here we go, right? This is how I feel. These are my emotions. This is what I need from you. This is what I want from you. Let me know if this is what I need to be doing. Let me know that this is in alignment with what you need from me, right? And you got to be willing to put in the work. Going back to the drawing board doesn't mean you write it down and you just leave it over there and you do nothing with it. That's not what I'm saying, sweetheart. The drawing board is for you to, like I said, reevaluate your life. Reevaluate the things that are going good and that are going bad. And work on that. Build on those things. Build on those things to make yourself better, to make your life better. And I guarantee you, the more consistent you are with reevaluating your life consistently or every now and then, you will start to see the changes because you will start to see your progress, right? Going back to the drawing board is all about process. You can't be afraid of the process, y'all. You got to keep going. You got to keep pressing even though it feels like nothing's happening or no one's seeing me or no one's paying attention to me. Listen, as your host on this podcast, I go through the exact same thing. I'm always saying like, oh my God, is anybody listening to me? Is anybody, catching what I'm throwing, right? But then you also see the fact that you know that I'm coming to you every week with something real, right? I'm dropping gems. And it's something that I look forward to. And I know that's something that you guys look forward to. And that's exactly why I keep doing it. I keep going because this is a love that I have for myself to motivate you guys to keep going. And to sometimes just make you think about little things in your life that you kind of put, to the side. But your girl Andrea B gonna come back and make sure you're good, right? But I just want to say that it's time to go back to the drawing board. It's time for you to reevaluate your life and see what needs to be improved, see what you're doing well. And like I said, just to make sure that you are in alignment with what God has for you. Go back to the drawing board, rewrite your vision, make it plain. Rewrite it as much as you need to, as long as you want to, because at the end of the day, the only person that has to deal with you is you and nobody else. So make every moment that you have in your life count. Make it worth something, right? Make sure that you are able to leave this earth saying that I know that I fulfilled my purpose, right? And that's what the You're Not Done Yet podcast is all about, is giving you these thought-provoking ideas to make you evaluate, are you on the right path to purpose? Okay, I hope you guys were able to get something out of this episode, and I'm just so excited to be bringing you guys another episode. But until next time, this has been an amazing episode of the You're Not Done Yet podcast, where your purpose is just moments away, and I'm here to help you get there. Okay, and make sure you guys are following us on Instagram at You're Not Done Yet Pod, and your host me at It's Andrea B. And I will be sure to follow everybody else back. And if you guys have time, I will be speaking on a podcast panel on September 13th at 10 o'clock on Instagram. So if you follow me on Instagram, you've been seeing the flyer, right? But until next time, it has been another amazing edition of the You're Not Done Yet podcast. All right, guys, peace.